Hello and welcome back to my channel. You are here today with me on the VW Polo project. This is the part 4 of this multi-part series. Now today we will be doing a how-to video on the rear suspension, because as you guys, if you're following all the way through, you will see in part 3 I didn't have quite enough time to add it to the end of part 3. So in part 3 I done driver's side off camera and I done passenger side as the how-to. I will still be doing the same, but I haven't as of yet done the driver's side, because even though this has got independent suspension with shocks and springs on all 4 corners like most cars do, it's still on a rear swing arm, rear axle setup, and me being a bit of a silly sod, when I've jacked it up I have put the axle stands under the rear axle, which is fine because they're axle stands, but that's only really fine for if it comes to doing like brake work or exhaust work or anything like that. But where I'm going to have to actually drop the axle to put longer standard suspension springs and shocks in, I am going to have to reposition that so the axle stands are repositioned so the axle can move and I won't end up with a car falling on me. So enough of me talking. We'll run you through a list of tools for what you'll need for this job and we'll get started. I will apologise, as the last video though had a lot of wind noise, and unfortunately again it is a windy day. I am working outside and I'm just recording with my phone, so I'll do the best I can and hopefully you guys will be able to hear me okay. But as I say, we'll get cracking with this now. So as for tools, as you can see, that's the standard suspension leg all complete, ready to bolt straight on. We have my toolbox in the back of the car. I've folded the seats down so it's easier for me to get access. We do have this set again. Now you'll notice there's one missing because it's down here. This is a number 5. Where is it? There. This is a number 5. And that will be for the top of the thingy. You'll also need, now because the space is limited, I have found out that these fit nicely onto a 10mm spanner, so we will be using a 10mm spanner to access that rather than the special socket and ratchet. We've also got 16mm spanner, 17mm spanner, adjustable spanner, you'll see what that's for later, 16mm socket on the ratchet, and a 17mm swan neck spanner. I learnt by my mistake we've got a hammer added to the tool set today. Don't know if we'll need it, but it's there in case. And it's like the 16 and 17 here, don't know if we'll need them, but they're there in case. So now we'll take you for a run through what we've got to do. As you can see, I've still got the coilover on this side. Like I said, I'm going to have to do it all in one, but this is the driver's side and the passenger side. This is 16. Behind on the bolt side is 16, and that all needs undoing obviously, but that is loose already, so pre-loosened. Behind here is the cap. Now if I pull that off, well, I'll show you that when I get it set up on the tripod. We'll pull that off and we'll go through that. But there's a various, actually I can show you on this side, because I've already taken this one apart on the driver's side. That is ready to drop straight out, and it comprises of a set of parts. You've got the cap on the very top, you've then got the nut and a washer with the mount, you've then got a flat plate with another nut on there as well. That goes first, second, third, fourth, and then the nut is the fifth bit, fifth and final bit. Ignore this nut just here. This is the nut off of the bottom of the suspension on the outside. I've just put it there for safekeeping for now because I have taken that off, like I said. And then this is the final cap piece, as you can see on the other side. That's how that will go. I will get you set up on a tripod in a little while and we'll go through on the how-to side of things. Now underneath the car, like I said, you might be able to see that on the rear axle is the axle stand. Now the problem with that is when I try and take the shocks out, the axle is going to lift and the car is going to, the axle is going to go up and the car is going to go down, and it's actually going to give me less room to install the suspension. So what we'll do now is, through the magic of editing, I will say goodbye for now, and I'll cut back in when I've swapped them into a more useful location. And just like that, we're back. You will see that there's no more axle stands on the axle. It is now on the outer, jacking points for the actual car. I will be putting them back onto the axle once I finish this job, but as a result of doing that, we have now also been able to drop the bottom bolt out of this side and drop the leg out on the driver's side. And yes, I know I didn't show you doing that, but I'm going to show you the how-to on the other side, so it's absolutely fine. We'll get you set up on the tripod and we will start the how-to video. Right, so I've put you right in the wheel arch to try and eliminate as much noise as possible. The only downside is, while I'm holding the torch here you can see, but without the torch it's a little bit dark, but I'll do what I can and probably just see if I can tuck that round there. Yeah, so if I tuck that at the bottom of the screen there, you can see what I'm doing. So with this, we've literally got 16mm ratchet on it. I'm going to use the swan neck because I like these swan neck spanners anyway, they're just a little bit easier. And that will go on there like so, that will go on the back like so, and we will just undo. But like I said in the last video, I always pre-loosen my bolts because they're normally pretty tight, but just for the quickness of the YouTube videos, that is on the floor. Whoops. Straight off in my hand with the bolt still there, and if I lift that up and take the strain off of the swing arm, that will come straight off. Swing arm will drop down nicely, leaving me plenty of space for the new shocks to go in, because obviously the other side's off, which is why I'm also doing this how-to before doing the other side. So that's all ready to go. Now we'll take you up the top and show you how we remove it from the top. So going to the top, as I've not got the camera in my hand, it should make it so much easier to remove just by getting my both hands in there, both fingers, and pop that straight off like so. And that's the top cap there, that's removed. I also now need the 6mm hex, sorry, 5mm hex. I'm going to use the normal 16mm spanner for the nut there, and like I said, 10mm spanner fits lovely onto there like so. So I can do that because you can see clearly that in the gap there you won't fit a socket and a ratchet. So I'm going to try and do this so you can still see on the camera what's going on as well. But if I put that on there like so, thumb on that to hold that down, come in this side with this because I can just wedge that there like so, and then while I'm doing that, undo the nut at the bottom. That is nice and loose. That can all come out. That will now take that nut off, just like so. Place that to one side. That comes off then. That then reveals our next nut. That next nut though will need to have the oh sorry, knocking the tripod. 16mm swan neck spanner on it. I pop that there. Sorry, 17mm swan neck spanner on there. I will then need my hex piece again and my 10mm to hold the hex. I don't know if you're going to be able to see much, but you've just got to take my word for it and undo that, like so. That can all come off. That is loose, but I'm going to have to hold the shock as well, because that's now got the full weight of the shock, as I've already removed it from the bottom, as you saw in the video, hovering on that nut. So I'm going to have to hold that from underneath, and then I'll be able to undo that should be able to undo that by hand. Turns out what I'm actually doing, I don't know if it's doing anything. No, it's not. I'm twisting the shock down there and it's not actually doing anything. So let's just see. I'm still going to have to undo it a bit more. But it is loose enough, as you can see, to undo without the centre point spinning or anything. So we'll see now if I can get that with my fingers. Yes, I can. I know what's holding that. The pressure of the fact that it's been in there for a while, along with the rubber bushing. So if I get this bolt off, not off, sorry. Like I said, that one's 17mm, so pop that down to one side. That will now pop out just like so. I will need a flathead screwdriver. Sorry, my toolbox slamming shut. And there goes the shock on the floor. It has just dropped out, don't really care much, but there's the rubber bushing. So if I take you down here, you will see that is one coilover suspension leg removed. So I'll get the standard shock put in there now. Just realised I'm going to have to try and hold on to this whilst loosely fitting these bolts back in. That didn't work. So as you guys could see in that last little bit I've done, well, I've cut to this now. The reason I've cut to this now is I've got the trolley jack sat here with just literally supporting this I can still lift it. It's that not really doing anything yet, it's just there ready to go, because I've decided to take another plan of action with it, and I'm going to bolt up the bottom part of the shock first, and then we'll then lift this up to hold it at the top, and we'll bring it back to the top and put the top back together. So this is the suspension leg going like in there. Let me get the torch so you guys can see better, can't you? If I do that. So I'm just popping that back in, pushing that into there. That bolt should now be able to go through there, he says. So that's just oops, I put the trolley jack down way too far. So now, bolt won't go in. How lovely. Oh. There we go, get there in the end. Put that on there, finger tight. And then we will tighten this up now. And for obvious reasons, I'm going to leave the trolley jack. I'm going to leave the trolley jack underneath it so I can bolt the top part up. Otherwise, it will drop again. Let's just go that way. Put on there. Put that roll around to the trolley jack, so that'll hold that there, that side. Nice and tight. And I've just got that stuck in the top. There we are, got it back. So, I bring the torch back in now. As you can see, I've put bolt back through the bottom. Jack is currently holding it in its upright position, and I will now do the top part of that. And just like that, we're back at the top. Right, so we'll put this top part of the suspension mount in place. Then we've then got metal cap bit, goes on there like so. Going to lower that slightly. There's that like so. We'll put the 17mm nut back on. So, and we'll do that up as best we can before we need to hold it. actually, I'm going to try something. 2 and 2 mil socket. Yep. At the moment, no, it won't. Okay. I was hoping for something that wasn't going to happen. Never mind. Use that to help me turn it. Right. That's why I've got the toolbox in the back of the car, so I can easily get to tools. Right, so nearly there on this one. Sometimes I wish I had a bigger budget for tools, because you can get these swan necks in ratchet form as well, so it's so many different types. I think we're safe to let the trolley jack go now, so yep, we're safe to let the trolley jack go. That's out of there. But as you saw that drop, that means I've still got a fair bit to go, so it'll let me know when it's ready. It'll either twist or it'll just stop dead. But it's fine, if it starts twisting, that's what the adjustable spanner's for, because this has got 2 flats on it. And I'll just grip the adjustable spanner onto the 2 flats and get it that way. But fingers crossed it doesn't start turning and tightens up without moving. We have to see. Wow. Let's just say, I will say for a fact that the coilovers were never done up this far, but there we go. Right, 1 second. I am thinking actually that I don't know if that's going to go on or not. No, it's nearly done. Yeah. So we're now at the point where yeah, that's tight. That ain't going nowhere. So now we put this cap bit on and the 16mm nut. And I'll go back to my normal 16mm spanner for that. Ugh. Some sort of grease on it. Just wipe that off. I know what I'm aiming for. I've got the gloves on, so it's not like I've got to worry too much. Sorry, knocking the camera again. Right, so that's nice and tight. And then we just put the cap back on. And that neatens all that final bit up. And that is final last finishing touch is to just tuck all this carpet back round there. Right, nice and so. And that is done. Passenger side suspension all fully buttoned up, and I'll just take you back down again just to show you underneath here. So yeah, that's all done there. Trolley jack is not under there. Still got it on the tripod, that's why it's a bit hard to manoeuvre, but it's fine. So that is all done. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that little how-to on doing the rear suspension on this car, and that's passenger side rear suspension is all now completely finished. I have since done the driver's side rear suspension, and that's all finished as well. And I'm not entirely sure what the next plan of action is, because I know it needs rear brakes, and I've got them on order to collect tomorrow from the parts supplier, and that will then be a task for sorting the handbrake out. I've also got a replacement back box on order to collect tomorrow for this car as well. And so there is more videos coming, but I'm not sure what the next video will be. You'll have to wait and see for that one. And yeah, if you like what you are watching in this, hit the like button. If there's any questions you want to ask me, feel free to comment. And if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel, and hit the subscribe, and for any further notifications make sure you ring the bell icon as well, so you'll get notifications of all my videos being uploaded. So this will be the end of this one, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. So yeah, bye for now.